Hello, dears. It's me, Mary. Do you remember me? Hello, and welcome to my video, the diary of the day. Today's date is Monday, November 10th. Pardon me. So, welcome. How are you today, my dears? Tell me about your day. Please take a moment and type it with your fingers down below. Let me know how your day has been so far. Give me any details such as what you've been feeling today, what you've been observing, what you've been consuming, whether it's food, drink, or even other such things. Anyways, so I just was on the phone, on hold, for over an hour, back and forth with all these different nurse practitioners and appointment schedulers, and then this person, that person, I don't know, people that are chill, people that are uptight, the whole spectrum of peoples. Because I need to get a rabies shot. Actually, I think I need to get 4 of them. So that will be the extravaganza of the day. So my plan for the day has been totally erupted like a volcano. Because, lo and behold, I need to get rabies shots. I don't remember if I really said anything about this in any other video, but the overall story of it is, I was in Illinois with 3 of my close friends, and in the basement of the Airbnb, there was a bat flapping around. It was on the ground, flapping around, etc., etc. It's a whole long story. The overall gist is, because I've already told my story like 10 times, so I'm not going to say it again because I just don't feel like it in this moment anyways. So the main gist is my friend that I was sharing the room, one of the rooms with, because me and her were sharing a room, the other 2 gals had their own room. Anyway, she actually went to the ER to get some shots because she had weird bites on her, and it's a whole thing. But yeah, yesterday I was having like a pounding headache, which I never have. I was also really irritable, really aggravated and annoyed, and also my whole body was really stiff. So all of those symptoms could have been for various reasons. Like I could find other reasons as to why I was having those symptoms. But it did really scare me. And last night I was actually like, oh, I was looking it up, and it turns out that's exactly 1 week from when you were exposed. Those are the first signs: body soreness, headache, and aggravation, like irritation or whatever. And I was like, oh, especially the headache is not common for me at all. So anyways, as I said, there is reasons as to why those things could have been happening without the prospect of it being rabies. But the main gist is last night at like 10 p.m., I was like, oh, it dawned on me like, okay, this might be for real. And like once it happens, once you start having symptoms, it goes fast. And pretty much like you become afraid of water and you become afraid of air. Like you have a phobia of it towards the end of it. Anyways, and then like you start to act weird, you start to become vicious, your voice changes and you start to talk different, all these things. And I was like, oh no, that's my fate. So anyways, so on the phone today for numerous hours, and yeah, pretty much I'm going to get rabies shots. I have to go meet with someone and go from there, but I'll get my first shot today because it's already been over a week, and they're like, yeah, we should get that to you ASAP. So I do hope I can survive. Like whenever I'm like in a situation where I genuinely have convinced myself like, oh, I could actually for real pass away, that's always when it hits me like, I don't want to go. It's like, no, I want to stay. I want to be here. Like I want to live. Please let me live. Whereas like other times when I'm not in that type of situation, I'm like, it's chill. Like, one day I'll pass away. It's fine. But then like once it's actually looking at me and I'm like, this could actually happen, then I'm like, no, please. I want to live more. I have more things to experience, please. So that's where I'm at. So yeah, and about, I don't even know what time it is, so I'm slobbering. I think I have to leave like in an hour or 2 to go to my appointment, and therefore I won't be going to the cities today. I was planning to drive up to the cities, see my friend Tess, and have an in-person counseling, but all of that disintegrated upon my rabies stuff. So yeah, I'm not doing that, but it's okay. It's working out really well, I think, and I will hopefully reschedule my counseling appointment maybe for Thursday of this week. And oh yeah, and then last night me and Tess were chatting on the phone for 2 hours, and that was really nice. And sometimes with me and Tess, it's almost easier to catch up on the phone, because oftentimes when we meet up in person, we're like so distracted. We're making food, we're walking to this place, we're getting ice cream, we're doing this, we're meeting cats outside. We're like so distracted that we're like, wait, we haven't even catched up. Like, what's new with you? I don't even know. We've been so like chaotic and like distracted. So I'm really happy that we just got a chit chat for 2 hours, and that was not even enough. Like, we had so much to catch up upon. And it's just like those type of experiences, like just being on the phone with Tess for 2 hours. Randomly, it's just so random. It's like, oh, want to talk quick? And she was kind of like comforting me about the rabies stuff, which I'm so grateful for. It's just great to have a friend that you feel like you can confide in about these things. And I can just be like, yeah, I'm kind of scared. And like when I was here by myself, when the tornado was coming through town, and I get so scared. Like, I genuinely think I am going to pass on, like, from this tornado, And she was on the phone with me during that, which like helped me immensely. And it's not just that, it's like just having a friend like Tess that I can just, like, it's just fun to talk with her. We're so similar in so many ways. And it's just like this comforting, resonating kind of thing, like how we chitter chatter, how we talk, how we interact. It's just like, yes, finally someone that like, we're not the same at all. Like, there's so many different things about us that are very different, but just like our general energy and how we kind of talk and stuff like that, it's so resonating with me that it's just like, oh, it's just like such a relief. Like, okay, I'm not the only one that feels this way or that interacts with the world this way or that talks these ways or, it's just like this very great feeling of like, oh, good. I'm not like alone in my ways. Or like, we're both kind of like pizzazzy and random and kind of like chaotic sometimes, or like hyper, whatever you want to call it. Anyways, so yeah, it all worked out fine. Hopefully I'll see Tess in person in a couple days if I go to the cities on Thursday. That would work out great, but we shall see. And now this allots me a little bit more time here to just kind of chill for a sec, and then I'll get to attend my evening class tonight. I hope that the rabies shot doesn't like give me weird side effects. I don't know. But yeah, then I can go to my yoga sculpt class tonight, which I have not been working out for numerous weeks. I've been gone like at the farm and then at that little trip, and then when I came back here, I've just been waking up so early for the my new job that I've been training for, and so I just didn't have it in me for like 2 weeks to go work out. So it's been like 2 weeks, and I kept just making all these excuses like, no, I just don't want to go. And so today I shall go. So yeah, that's tonight, yoga sculpt, and then tomorrow in the morning, I signed up for it, ballet fit, so it's like a ballet class. It's at 9:30 a.m., which is early for my days off, or like my days that I don't work in the morning, then that does feel early. And just kind of funny, because then like for my jobs, sometimes I have to wake up at 4:30 or whatever, and that's doable, but like when I don't have to be somewhere, if I don't have to be at work, then to be at a class at 9:30 feels really early. But either way, and then I might hand in all my equipment for my photography job, and then maybe get another shot if there's availability, because I have to do like 4 rounds, I think. And then maybe go into the consignment shop and do a little video. I could also maybe do that today. Sorry, this might be overwhelming. I do have some topics. I wrote them down, so I'll be more regimented here in a second. But yeah, and then tomorrow evening, I'll go back into my new job to get trained in on closing, so I'll be there until 11 p.m. And then the next day will be my first official day as a real person at this job. I haven't announced like what the job is, I guess, on here anyways. But that'll be like my first official shift, where I'll actually start to get some tips, which will be nice. So yeah. And also I'm excited because in a couple of weeks, it'll be one of my friend's birthdays, and I feel very honored, invited me to come with her to Minneapolis to do cold plunge and sauna. There's like various different things popping up in the past couple of years around Minneapolis, St. Paul area, where there's the saunas and cold plunges, and just becoming more of a thing that we do here in Minnesota. So I've never been to an actual, I just got a message, that's what I'm looking, but I've never been to like one of these type of things in the US before. I've been to like the sauna, ice, cold plunge things like in Stockholm and maybe other places. But yeah, I haven't yet. Oh, and also, isn't this so cute? So yesterday I was wearing this other one that I found. It's like, so you can wear it as a hat and a scarf. And yeah, speaking of which, so there's two of them. There's this one that I just found, and they are a little bit scratchy, I will say. And then there's a blue one. Both of them I love. And so another update is my mom is actually most likely going to come with me on this European trip, which I was kind of like twiddling with. Like, I don't know, do I want her to come? Like, I was kind of, if I'm being totally honest, which maybe I shouldn't be, part of my like dreamsicle of my European trip, like, well, because yeah, for my birthday, I'll be flying into Stockholm, going around Sweden a little bit, and then to Edinburgh and maybe some places around Scotland. And then I was thinking if I was going solo, I might have went to back to Ireland. Either way, my little like internal hope was like, maybe I'll find someone that I will fall in love with. But that's not the only thing. Of course, I also want to go there. I mean, the places themselves, 100% is why I'm going there. But, I still had that kind of like little inkling of, maybe if I go to a special spot, like if I go to a really cool coffee shop or a yoga meetup or a meditation thing or whatever, do these different meetup things that I'm interested in, maybe I'll meet the love of my life. And yeah, but then I was telling my friends that, and they made such a good point that it didn't even cross my mind. They're like, Mary, but how would you like meet and fall in love with someone in like 2 days? Because I'd only be at like each location for probably like, a couple of days. And I was like, oh, that didn't even cross my mind. Like that it would be such a fast meeting. Like, anyways, so whatever. But, so yeah, part of the thing was like I was wanting to go by myself, at least for part of the trip, be solo so that I feel more independent and just can maybe meet more people and like just do my own thing. I don't know. I had my own little visionments about how I'd want the trip to go. Okay, sorry, I'm getting messages from some people, some of my friends. Anyways, but then I was telling my mom about it and she actually seemed interested. And then I was like, because initially I was thinking I would go to Europe for the first week by myself, and then the second week go to Belgium, visit my brother with my mom, and just be with my mom that second week and my family. But now she is interested in going for the whole thing, in which case I could kind of be the tour guide, kind of, in Sweden, kind of show her some parts of whatever, show her, a cardamom bun and just show her around Sweden, and, show her Edinburgh and like, just do things together. And so I've kind of been like feeling it out, like I feel excited by either option. And a part of me is like, I don't know, maybe I wouldn't like to be with my mom the whole time. Like part of this is to kind of get away from, not really, but like sort of, kind of get away from my mom and like just feel more on my own whilst traveling. But also now that she is interested, I'm like, okay, this could actually be pretty cool. It might feel more smooth for me. Maybe me and my mom could even make some funny little videos together since she seems really willing. And that's like my favorite thing in the world. I guess that's another thing I want to speak upon quick too, is when I was at the farm with my mom, is Halloween, and we ate dinner, and then it was only like 7:30 p.m. and I was like, well, there's nothing to do at the farm. Like, so I was thinking, what shall we do with our time? I was just thinking all this within my own self. I wasn't mentioning this to her. So then I thought, you know what? Why not make a video? Unbeknownst to her. So I went out into the living room and I just quick typed up, like no thinking. It just was flowing out of me. Just typed up this little script. It was like, little increments, of a little script. No thinking, no editing. I just wrote it down. It was just flowing through me. And then I went into the kitchen again. I was like, oh, Mom, like, I have an idea. Like, would you mind actually please reading these things that I wrote down? And she was like, oh, okay. What? So anyways, then I just had her read what I wrote, because I wrote it on the Notes app. And I just recorded her on my phone. One time, she didn't even do more than one try. She just read it straight up. It was her first time even reading it. And she did it, like, I was holding the phone like this, like having her record into my phone. And I was literally laughing like this. And she was just keeping totally a straight face. And she was just reading the script that I wrote. And I was just laughing. Like, it was so funny to me. And then after that, I just had her kind of like I just recorded her. I was like, okay, I was being a director. You're like, okay, now go over here and pretend like you burn yourself and be really over extravagant about it, like, ow, 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 or like, look up at the hole in the wall and be kind of pondering, but be okay about it. Or like, hey, tone down that one. Like really be a director, like kind of redo some of the ones because maybe it wasn't the right the right vibe I was going for. Like, oh no, like look more happy in this one, or like look more scared, but more like a cartoon scared, not like, like, anyway, so I got to be a director, and she was totally willing to go along with it all, and it went so smoothly because she just was willing, and then it was so easy. So anyway, so then I just recorded that, then I put together, the video, and I put her voiceover amongst it, and there's barely any editing needed, and then I just added some little sound effects, which I could have added way more, but I added little spooky random sound effects that I found on my InShot, the app that I use to edit things. And anyways, then it got together and it flowed so easily. It's just like, it was just such a flow state, and it was fun. It was so fun to create. And then I was so excited to share it with everyone, I was like so proud of it because it was funny and cute, and I just loved it. And my mom was the perfect person for this script, for this thing. And so then I sent it to, all my different siblings, and, posted it on Instagram, and also I just posted it on here. And I loved people's feedback. People were, like my siblings, and, I sent it to some of my friends, my mom's friends, and they were just all, like, laughing. I mean, yeah, in the messages they sent back. And then I showed it to my friend when I was on the girls' trip, and she was just laughing because she knows my mom, And yeah, I was just like, this is what it's all about. This is the flow state. This is what I love to do. I love just writing. I've never really done that before, like writing a script, but I think that's what I'm meant to do. Like make these little videos. I don't know, but like the feelings that I had creating that are like top notch. That is exactly how I want to live. I want to just create these random things that come through me. Okay. No thinking. I'm just like writing down a script, finding the right person for it, who's willing to do it, and just creating these silly things. And then sending it to people, and like uplifting people and surprising people and delighting, all the wonderful things. It like encompasses everything I love. Creativity, weirdness, happiness, silliness, randomness, creativity, collaboration, element of surprise or shock, all the possibilities, just et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So, anywho's, but anyways, back to what I was saying though. So yeah, my mom might actually come with, and actually I'm feeling more aligned with that now. I'm like, okay, as long as I still feel independent, like maybe I can say, oh, today I'm going to go do this thing for 2 hours by myself, or, maybe I can still have some sort of feeling of like independence whilst in Edinburgh, or like whilst in Sweden or whatever. But I think it would be perhaps, I'm feeling it out more. She hasn't gotten her tickets yet, but like I'm thinking, what, maybe that could be pretty cool for various reasons. It might be actually pretty cool to have my mom there, and lo and behold, we aren't going to live forever. Like, I know I keep talking about this topic, I guess, but, I know that my mother is getting old. She had me. I was birthed from my mom when she was nearly 40 years old. So she is an older mother. I think she's turning 69 in, like, pretty much exactly 1 month. She's already, like, nearly 70. Anyway, so it's just like, yeah, this might be a really cool thing, especially if I go into it with like a good mindset, and like that we plan it better and like learn from our past, because we have went on some other trips together, which have been good, but also there's been things that I didn't like, So we shall see. But so that's an update. I might actually be with my mother, and yeah. And let's see. I did write down some topics, so maybe I will go grab those. Well, I guess one more thing too I will say before I check my little list of things I want to talk about is that this morning I felt so much better. So yesterday is the day that I cut all my hairs, which I might cut some more, and I'm loving it. I just love the switch up. I love how different I look. I love it. But so yesterday I was feeling really aggravated and annoyed, and I think I already said all this, like, and stiff and just like that. And today I actually got adequate sleep. Okay, I got like 8 hours of sleep, maybe more. So I finally got some good sleep. And right upon waking up, I did 2 meditations. Both of them were 8 minutes long, so 16-minute meditation altogether. Immediately upon waking, I did not go on my phone, which is what I've been doing recently. And once I'm on my phone, it's like I just get lost for hours, So anyways, I did that. And just those two things, like getting enough sleep and meditating immediately, I believe, I don't know for sure, but I believe that that is why I woke up with such a great attitude, such a great energy, versus yesterday, like when my mom got back, because she was at the cabin in Wisconsin and stuff, and she got back last night, and I was just like so annoyed and aggravated that like I did my best to not even be around her because I was just like in such a bad mood, which also could be for various reasons. Like I've been eating not very well because I don't have much groceries here, so I've just been like eating random things that aren't the true types of foods I should be eating, you know, et cetera, et cetera. There's reasons for all these things, but I'm not like PMSing or anything, so it's nothing like that. Anywho's, but yeah, so I just feel so much better today, like 100% way better. Just by those two things, that alone. I know, of course, I would like to incorporate more things, like upon waking up, go straight outside, get the sunlight, stretch. Oh yeah, also I've been journaling a bit too, which I'm usually not doing, but I think by journaling, I'm just way more in tune with myself, which just, that makes sense. Like obviously it makes sense. If you're journaling, you're going to be more in tune with what's happening. But I just forget that. Like I look back on my life and I've always had a journal, a diary. But I remember my last semester of college, I was actually typing my diary, which, you know, a lot of people, and I do agree, I think it is better to write it like with a pen and pencil. But I will say it was a lot easier to do when I, oh, my neighbor's outside, that's awkward. But it was a lot easier to do when I would just do it on my computer, just because obviously then you could just type faster. And it was during those times that I feel like I really learned way more about myself, like as far as my interests, my hopes and dreams, my feelings about all these different things. Like, of course, you can be in touch with yourself without journaling. You can kind of just check in with yourself and ask yourself. But it's not the same as journaling, where you can really flesh it out. Is that the word? Like, flesh it out with yourself and like just be, it's just like a place to be totally honest. So that's another thing. Like yesterday I was journaling, and I think that was really helpful. And then today I kind of started to, but then I was just like getting distracted by being on the phone for over an hour, whatever that was, with the hospital, which I should probably check what time it is because I will have to leave here kind of soon because like there's so much construction and I don't even know where I'm supposed to park and I don't even know how I get to this building. It's like the hospital here is gigantic. So, but yeah, so the journaling aspect though I think is a great benefit for me as well, especially with all these different things changing in my life, all these different new things that I'm learning, and then to be able to journal about like all these things, it's extremely helpful. Which I will say, another thing to mention is because there's been so much stuff happening, you know, like my family visiting, these different random trips I've been going on, these new jobs I'm starting, different events, I don't know, just like there's just been a lot of like output, is that the word? Like a lot of like external things I've been trying, just like going out of my comfort zone, just trying new things, going to these different interviews, you know, whatever it is. By me going out and like actually doing all these different things, it gives me so much input. And then I have so much to work with. I can like more fast. It's like accelerates my understanding of what it is that I want, what it is that I'm going towards, what it is that I feel or whatever. So it's like by having all these things, yeah, it's just like zooming me forward. So now I'm like, okay, I even more so know that I want to live a life like this. You know, I can more easily make it really clear to myself from all of these external experiences. I can like gain so much important input, important knowledge about how I feel and like what my desires and hopes and dreams are. You know, it just is becoming more and more clear, which is precisely how I want to live, like to live a life of inner knowing of what it is that I want and how I want to live and how I want to be and all that type of stuff. So yeah, let me refer to my little list that I wrote and let's go check what I wrote in the list. So I pretty much already said the majority of the stuff that I wrote down. Oops. But I will, there's I think 2 more things. Don't mind the mess behind me. Okay, so this is just a random thing, but it's like, I don't feel this way as much, but I still sometimes do. When people tell me to slow down, like I'm talking my normal speed, and then people, in whatever mannerism they'll say it, but yeah, they'll pretty much just say like, hey, slow down, slow down. And of course it depends on how they say it, but oftentimes it is kind of like in that manner, like just kind of like slow down. or like, what? Slow down, you know, kind of like that. And then like I kind of feel the shock of like, that was mean, or like then I feel annoyed. You know, I kind of have a reaction. What was that? Oh, maybe it was a squirrel. Okay. And I'm trying to work on that. Like now that I have kind of seen how I talk, I'm like, okay, I can see like I talk so fast and kind of frantic. Like I can understand, you know, why some people might be like, slow down. Hi, Nikki. Hi, Nikki. We've been having lots of trouble giving Nikki her pill. But anyways, but my thought is, so like I've been trying to work on that. Like nowadays, like if someone says, hey, slow down, you know, I'm just trying to be like, okay, that is a good point. I probably am being really fast. Like it's a good opportunity for me to just kind of and just slow down like that. But I will say, even upon that newfound, you know, realization, I guess, that I can just slow down, I kind of relate it to this though. It's kind of like, what if someone is talking super slow, which some people do talk. This is something that extremely annoys me. I'm trying to like infiltrate it, just like try to relax. This is something that can really spike my extreme annoyance. When Miko nonstop meows. By the way, Miko's not my cat. She's my mom's cat. I've never had a connection with her, just slightly. Like sometimes we have fun together, but for the most part, we don't really get along. She's been mean to me. I know it sounds funny, but like there's a whole history. Don't worry, she's yawning. She's not like... Okay, maybe I should try to give her her pill. I don't know. The more I talk, the more she's gonna meow. As Eckhart says, rather than the annoyance hitting you, like you're a solid thing, let the annoying thing pass through you, like you're invisible. Honestly, it really works. But yeah, I'm relating. Okay. We haven't been able to give her her pill today because she keeps not trying to eat it. So I try to mix her pill in with the food, but now she knows to like just eat around the pill, and we just cannot administer it to her. It's like super hard to do. Yeah, I know it's kind of gross, but we're going to just take a little clump and put the pill inside of it. I'm gonna try to like hand feed her. Let's see if she'll eat it. She spit out the pill. But yeah, so what I'm relating it to them is, like for example, when my grandpa was alive, he was the slowest talker, and he would always go on monologues because, like, I mean, literally his job was being a professor, like a lecturer. Anyways, that's what he did in his free time too. And he would talk like this. Now, 1 second. Let me pause this. I'm gonna try to get this pill to Miki. Okay. Anyways, he would talk like this. And the forest, they had pitchers of milk. In the morning, they went on the train. Anyways, I mean, like, I can hardly even do it. And I couldn't even follow what he was saying because he was talking so slow. It was like, word, this amount of gap, word. I'm like, I'm not following this. But I would never tell him, hurry up, like, hurry up, you know? There's some slow talkers that I can't understand them because they're going so slow, but I would never just say to them, hurry up. And so I'm relating that to me being a fast talker ever since I've been a little child, ever since I've been able to talk. And then people saying, slow down. It's like, to me, that's the same as telling a slow talker, hurry up, you know? It's like, that's not very nice. You could still say it if you need to, but like, you don't have to say it like that. Anyways, but also I understand, like sometimes when I look back at my videos, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm like getting anxious. But anyways, then one more thing I wanted to mention too. Oh yeah, my idea is I remember when I was doing photography in Colorado, actually, I was at this school doing it, and there were some helpers, like volunteer mothers that were there, and one of the mothers was actually sorry, my dad is texting me rabies question mark exclamation mark. Anyways, but yeah, so I was at this place, and one of the volunteers was a mom, and she's actually a pilot, and so she was very like, I don't know, her personality anyways was very like, let's get down to it, like here's the plan, you know, just very like bold and like organized. And she said that with her, she said that that's how she also conducts her motherhood like with her kids. So what she'd had them do is, she said that it was so annoying, like every morning the kids would take forever to try to pick out an outfit. So what she did is, on Sundays or whatever, she would have her kids pick out an outfit for every day of the week and put them in little cubbies, so that every morning you just open up your little cubby and you already have your outfit all planned and you just put it on. And then for some reason that idea kind of has stuck with me. And now that I've been kind of annoyed at my clothes, and sometimes it takes me forever to find something that actually feels authentic and genuine and that feels right to wear. So I'm gonna try that out. I want to try that, like as I already said, just picking out my outfit and like actually taking the time to kind of try it on beforehand and like seeing what feels right, and then yeah, creating these little outfits and putting them out for myself for the week. I want to try that. So yeah, yeah, that's pretty much everything that I wrote down anyways. So with that, it's already really a long video, so I should probably leave. And I have to leave for my appointment in about maybe 40 something minutes. So I still have a little bit of time, but yeah, I'll keep y'all updated. It feels really nice to kind of have a little bit more free time again. Like just this time, you know, even just here to do this, versus the past couple of weeks, it's just been like crazy. And also at my new job, it is kind of like a whirlwind as well. Excuse me, just like you're like in the zone, you're just like doing this, you're doing that, you're over here, you're doing this, you're doing this, and you're doing this, you know. But yeah, I feel like I was gonna say some other stuff, but since this is already pretty long, I'll hold off and maybe I'll say whatever I was gonna say in tomorrow's video, because I think I'll have some time in the morning tomorrow, maybe. But yeah, okay, farewell for now. I hope you're doing wonderful, and yeah, let me know if you have any thoughts, any insights, any feedback, anything upon what I've talked about in this video. I appreciate you guys. You guys are so fun. I love the really kind comments. I love the funny comments. I love the interactions that are authentic and kind and creative and all those things. So it's very fun. And yeah, I feel like I have so much to do. It's like, I need to write down another to-do list, because I just feel like there's so much to do. Okay, but yeah, all right. Sorry, there's a piece of something on me. Peace out. I'll see you again in the next video. Goodbye. Oh, I don't even know if I finished what I was saying about this scarf. I was thinking, oh, if my mom does come on the trip with me, we can bring these scarves, and you know, we can each wear a scarf. Like she can wear this one, or I can wear this one, and we could take cute little pictures and just have matching hat and scarf. As I said, it's like a hat that turns into a scarf as well. I think that'd be so cute. But okay. Anyways, peace. Goodbye. Farewell. Bye-bye. All right, one more little update. I'm making my food. So I'm making scrambled eggs, and this time I put some potato and some onion, and let's go stir it. But yeah, I've been loving making scrambled eggs recently, and I'm also making a piece of toast, and I'm gonna add some, at the end, I'm gonna add some of this salsa and maybe some cheese as well. And drizzled on top, I'm gonna add this. Yum! So yeah, I've just been loving that. So I just wanted to share. And then I'm gonna leave here very soon to go get my shot. Woo! So I will say more tomorrow probably. But yeah, okay, just wanted to share. I guess I can show you guys. There it is cooking, and my piece of toast is about to be put down, and yeah, okay, bye!